Pricing boot camp, pricing boot camp. Boy, oh boy, is this important for any market, but especially this one. The market we're about to go into, pricing is really important, and I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks on how to get it priced correctly from the beginning, and of course, naturally, being able to get those price reductions later on. So let's get started. Don't forget, if there are questions, please put it in the chat box, and I'll be happy to get to it as we get closer towards the end of the meeting. There you go. Become a pricing strategist. So think of it this way, guys. What do sellers want? They want to sell their house. Why do homes sell? It's price and exposure. Are homes in MLS properly exposed? Why do 40% of homes listed in MLS expire? They're priced inappropriately. Who determines the price? The sellers. Okay. Do sellers have direct access to MLS? No, they think they do. There are marketing companies that that call themselves MLS, but they're not MLSs. The answer is no. And why are so many homes in MLS priced incorrectly? Think about that, guys. Why are a lot of houses priced incorrectly? Well, it's usually the agent fails to effectively advise sellers on appropriate price entries. When I say effectively price entry points, we're not talking about all these CMAs and that's the only way to discuss price. We're going to go through this now. So becoming a pricing strategist, your ability to price a home is not in question. What's in question is your ability and willingness to lead sellers down a path of self-discovery that ends with them taking ownership of the correct price entry point. Does that make sense? So I'm going to say it again. What's in question is your ability and willingness to lead sellers down a path of self-discovery that ends with them taking ownership of the correct price entry point. So let me explain. A lot of times homeowners, when you've priced something and you shared your price, they will ask you, so what do you think? And you're going to say, well, I think it should be listed for $1 million. Okay, so then we'll go with the $1 million, or rather, I think it should be listed for 1 million. You sell them and they say they think it should be worth 1.2. What do you think? And then you agree, because okay, I'll take it. You've already made a mistake. You have to let the homeowner take ownership of the price entry point. And we're going to explain how that works. Agents fail to effectively lead sellers to the appropriate price entry point because the agents lack knowledge, they lack confidence and judgment, or just don't care. They just take the listing and put a sign up. They put the advertisement on Zillow. They put an advertisement on social media somewhere. They just don't care. So facilitating intelligent decisions, okay, lack of knowledge, the agent possesses incomplete information. This is 100% common. Agents are possessing incomplete information. Agents is naively equipped with insufficient tools, data, and possesses no orderly, interdependent pricing systems. Typically, agent is unconsciously incompetent, doesn't know what he doesn't know or she doesn't know. So lack of knowledge. And you said, Mike, well, lack of knowledge, I checked the comps on GeoData. I checked the comps on Property Shark. But did you go over everything? Were you missing something? And by the way, I've seen the most experienced agents, including myself over the years, where I missed something, but I felt like I was like a laser beam. Like I got literally almost every single house under the sun, but that one source that I didn't check, just that one time, they had that sale that I missed. I could share a story with you about a unit that was for sale that an agent was trying to price not too long, about a year or two ago, and they didn't check one of the websites. And what's interesting about checking that one website, they missed the fact that there was a unit $50,000 cheaper currently for sale. For some strange reason, it wasn't on most of the other websites, so they missed it. So it's incomplete information. They were about to overprice the listing. And what's interesting, had they not caught that information, they would have priced it higher. And they would have wasted time, and they would have wasted the seller's time. So it's not only just like I don't know, it's just lack of knowledge, just you miss something. Lack of confidence. This is another one, guys. Agent submits to seller's demands. right? Seller says, oh, I want to price it this way. That's why I chose you. Do what I say. The agent is scared of hard conversations. In our business, we are like, I don't want to compare ourselves to doctors because by no means we are doctors, but we have to sometimes have hard conversations. In fact, a lot of times we have to have hard conversations with people. And if you're scared, that's a problem. We need to work on that. So when you have lack of confidence, you're afraid to have that conversation because you're afraid of being fired, afraid of losing the listing. It's your first listing, or you don't have any listings. You want to have that one sign on the lawn, right? So agent is scared of hard conversation, perceives conflict in all disagreements. The minute the seller says, no, I can't price it that way, you run for the hills. Oh, but this is what the seller says. The seller said they're going to fire me. Fearing uncertainty and or not wanting to disappoint or be disliked. Agent either doesn't ask appropriate questions or simply agrees with all sellers' suggestions and opinions. I know that agent. I've been there before. See, when I share these programs, guys, I want to let you know I've been there before. So if you're struggling, anything that I've just shared with you, you say that's me, just know that it's okay. You just need to grow. You need to get better. Because I've been there before. Lack of judgment. Agent thinks it's only about taking the listing. Well, now more than ever, as the market goes through transition, that is not the case, because you will literally have zero traffic for quite some time. So an agent lives in a competitive world of scarcity and is only concerned with beating the competition. Agent does what needs to be done and says what needs to be said to quote unquote get the listing. So that's lack of judgment. Then lack of care. Agent wants to leverage the listing, right? They want to put another sign on the property so they can do a just listed campaign. They want to go door knock around it. So the agent is only interested in buyer leads that will be generated from advertising the listing. Agent doesn't care if the seller wins or loses, as long as the agent wins by making money, right? So you can get this overpriced listing, do a couple of open houses, and boom, you've got a bunch of buyer leads that you can either give to your team members if you have them, and or you can go out there and use those buyers to buy something else. So facilitating intelligent decision. What's the role of an advisor? Determine and justify a value and entry point. What determines value? So what determines value is features, amenities, and condition of the subject home. What justifies value? Features, amenities, and conditions of sold, and expired homes. What determines entry point? Current market trends. What justifies entry point? Features, amenities, and condition of active homes. Notice the bold there, guys. Notice the bold. Right? Notice the sold, expired homes, current market conditions, active homes. Focus on those bold pieces. A more effective way. Sellers will trust and follow what you can logically and tangibly explain. See, most people use the market's hot, the market's not. It's, you know, the stay-at-home order really affected us. Guys, you have to logically and tangibly be able to explain. Interest rates are low. That's why market is hot. Guys, make sure you have the data. It's better to tell sellers or have them self-discover. Self-discovery is the key. What is the best way to lead sellers to the most appropriate price entry point? Change perspective by providing a unique and logical, proven pricing strategy. So here we are, the monologue versus the dialogue. Presentations, which primarily revolve around telling sellers what to do, only work if the seller agrees with your opinion. Let me roll that back. A lot of times when especially our senior agents, they constantly are telling the sellers what to do. Trust me, Sally, the seller. I've been in the business for X amount of years. Trust me, Sally, the seller. Look at how many reviews I've got on Zillow. So many people put confidence in me. But understand that if the seller agrees with your opinion, okay, that works. Or if they're in a dire situation. Besides, if you resort to telling, there will always be competing agents with more alluring opinions, right? So if you tell them one thing, if you tell the seller one thing, and you've got an agent calling that seller directly, even while it's listed, yes, there, unfortunately, that's you're going to have that. There's always this alluring opinion. Oh, I can sell it for a better price. He or she doesn't know what she's talking about. Ready? So conversations, on the other hand, revolve around asking questions which lead to productive exchanges of ideas. See, facilitating conversations using a complete pricing strategy is the only way to lead sellers down logical paths of self-discovery. You will not get people to move until they self-discover that they need to move. Meaning, they need to take action, right, in changing their price. So now here we go, unique versus typical. Sellers expect help with pricing. Yes or yes? They expect it. That's why they brought you in. The problem is most listing agents use the same approach to pricing. In a seller's eyes, we're all agents. We're all agents appear the same. Cost of services become the difference maker. How can you expect more in commission if sellers perceive you as identical to others who charge less? See, to separate you from the pack, you must use a unique, logical, and proven pricing strategy. And I know the naysayers, but Mike, you're teaching a class right now. Everyone's going to have this unique. Stop it. You are unique in your own right. The way you present information is unique to you. We're all unique in this business. So that's how you should approach it. And that's the approach you should take when talking to sellers. I do it in a unique, I do it logically, and I've got a proven pricing strategy.